Welcome to my channel again. Sebastian Fortune here, Chronicles of a Source Player. Um, this is my initial assessment of my Canon Spider RT Limited. I've had the bike now for maybe about 2 months. I have ridden for over 400 miles now, and this video is going to document my initial assessment of the bike, trike, or whatever you want to call it. I know 400 miles is perhaps maybe not a big enough sampling of this bike, but for me, I think it's plenty. And my overall impression of this piece of machinery is I'm very, very pleased and very satisfied with my experience with the bike so far. I haven't had any major issues with the bike. I didn't know what to expect in terms of riding it on a daily basis. I didn't know what the level of enjoyment or satisfaction would be from the bike. I did test drive it before I made the purchase. It's one thing to test drive it, but then when you own it and it's sitting in your garage and you look at it every day, you get on it, you ride it, it's a different experience, different feeling. And so I am pleasantly surprised. It is very, very smooth. In fact, I know my ZL1 1LE is a track Camaro, very, very stiff suspension, and the ride is a little bit rough, but this right here feels like a Cadillac or a luxury car in relation to how it feels in my ZLE Camaro. It is quite nimble. I didn't expect that it would be as nimble as it is, meaning around the corners it really, really turns. It is very, very stable on the highway. I mean, the winds, I remember when I had my Harley Davidson Fat Boy, the wind would toss me around on the highway. To be fair, I didn't have windscreen on the Harley Davidson Fat Boy, and so the windscreen perhaps make a huge difference. And on this bike right here, that windscreen is phenomenal. It can go up and down. I ride with it at the lowest level. A few times I've pushed it up to the highest level, but riding behind trucks on the highway, I mean, it's very, very solid. I don't feel uncomfortable. I don't feel any anxiety whatsoever, especially wind gusts and things like that. It's it's quick. 115 horsepower, 1300 cc Rotax engine is good power for this bike. I've only gotten up to perhaps about 80 miles an hour. I haven't pushed it beyond that, but there's really no need for that. I have ridden for the most part single, but I have had a 2-up ride, and it felt just as good with 2-up as it did with single. The suspension automatically adjusts to accommodate the weight of the second passenger. It seems as though the suspension adjusts all the time because I keep hearing it even when I'm riding 1-up. I keep hearing, you know, the air assist. I keep hearing the air and feeling the adjustment in the suspension or whatever it is going on with the bike. What else to say? It's very, very enjoyable to drive. It's not the same feel as a motorcycle, um, but being out in the open air, feeling the wind through your face, through your hair, that part of it is reminiscent of a motorcycle. But when you turn corners, you're not leaning into the corners, and you drive it a little bit differently than you would a motorcycle. So, if you truly want an authentic motorcycle feel, then perhaps this might not be the bike for you. I got this because I'm getting a little bit older, and I've had my motorcycle experience, and I want something that I could drive and kind of feel being in the outdoors, um, and get that same kind of enjoyment without having to worry about dropping it and all those kind of things. So from that standpoint, it's more stable, it's easier to ride, it's a little bit safer, not a whole lot more. You still have to adhere to the same kind of caution that you would were you riding a motorcycle or operating any kind of motor vehicle for that matter. So I don't take anything for granted. Because I have three wheels and not two doesn't mean I'm any less susceptible to getting into some kind of unwanted situation. So I pay just as much attention riding this as I did any motorcycle or any automobile for that matter. What else can I say about it? I haven't had the need to use the storage capacity as much yet. I went to the grocery store a time or two, and I had more than enough space on the vehicle to accommodate the groceries and the items that I purchased. So from that standpoint, I'm quite pleased with that. I haven't taken it on any long road trips yet, so I don't have anything to add in terms of that experience, but for sure I will document that as well when I've had time to do it. Um, the radio system is quite nice. It sounds pretty decent. I don't listen to the radio much, but the time or two that I did, I was quite impressed with the sounds of the radio. All in all, I am not regretting purchasing this bike. I'm looking forward to enjoying more and more time on it, perhaps longer and longer trips, and I might even do a few modifications. The exhaust system is a little bit quiet, and if there's a way for me to add a little more noise factor to it, I would. I'm researching that to try to find out what I can do to add more noise to it. Plus, I need to add a few cameras, maybe a 360-degree camera, figure out a way to put it on here so I can get some footage for when I'm out in the wild, traveling and driving and having a good time. Again, this is phenomenal for me in terms of mental health release. So I have this, I do sim racing, and I also have my Camaro 1 LE that I get out and have as much fun as I possibly can out as I try to experience my best life yet, and chronicle my journey through this amazing game that I find myself in. Anyway, that's it I have for today. As far as the Can-Am, I say for me, it's an amazing purchase. No regrets whatsoever. And I will continue to enjoy the hell out of this thing and add more and more trips and more expedition and journey and whatever it is. Anyway, please like, share, and subscribe if you haven't already. And if you're so inclined, please donate so I can grow this channel as best as I can. Thank you, Sebastian Fortune, Chronicle of a Source Player. Have a great day.